This week's devotions have been on faithfulness, the fruit of your spirit, faithfulness, as Paul describes in Galatians chapter 5. Well, today we're going to be looking at acts of faithfulness, and we're going to be looking at the one singular phrase. Now, Jesus was telling a parable. He was telling a parable about 3 servants. He gave one servant 5 talents, the second servant 2 talents, and the third servant 1. Now, after a period of time, the owner comes back, and these servants line up, and they are to give an account for what they did. Well, number 1 gave 5 more. Number 2 gave 2 more. Number 3, 0. He just returned it. He buried it. There's one key thing that is reoccurring throughout this parable that Jesus spoke, and that's our theme today, well done, good and faithful servant. The question then begs to be answered, why were they faithful? Why were they faithful? Well, on one side of the coin, you could say, well, they were forced to. They were servants. They were slaves, if you will. Doesn't make sense for the simple reason that the third one buried his talent and didn't do anything. I know you are a hard master. You sow where you do not reap. So I was afraid and I buried your talent. It's not about the fact that they were slaves. They weren't. It's not even about the fact that the first 2 servants doubled their return. The guy with 5 brought back 5. The guy with 2 brought back 2. It's not about the return. So what makes them good and faithful servants? I think it makes them good and faithful servants because they honored their master. They were faithful to him. And faithfulness, in turn, produces obedience. The desire to do whatever it takes. And that's what being faithful is all about. To do whatever it takes for the one who we are faithful to. Let's look at it this way. You are working at a company, and you know the owner. It's a smaller company, and the owner's got this dream, this vision of making this company and to make the best widgets that are out there, right? And you buy in. You are all in with this vision, this dream to make the best widgets. And you will do your darndest. You will be faithful to the end, to your boss, to the owner of the company. Why? You believe in him. You trust in him. And you want to put your life with him. And you work together to make the best widgets ever. See, that's what faithfulness is all about. Faithfulness is saying to God, I believe in you. I trust you. And I will put my entire life into your hands. And that's what faithfulness to God is all about. That's what our parable is all about. Being faithful. And buying into and believing and trusting in God. That's what it's all about. And the fruit of the Spirit living in us, produces obedience. Now, it doesn't matter how much. These guys were like top achievers. These guys were classic type A personality kind of thing. You know, if I got 5, I'm going to produce 5 more. I'm going to produce maybe 10 more. You know what I mean? But the idea here simply is this. It's not the amount that is produced. It's the fact that you buy in, that you are faithful. And when it comes to God, when you buy in and you are faithful to God, you will put in the energy. You will be obedient. When you put that fruit of the Spirit of faithfulness into action, you will be faithful. So it's about good and faithful servants. It's about using your faithfulness for the sake of God. So let's buy in, all right? Let's pray. Father in heaven, we give you thanks and praise for all the blessings you bestow to us. Help us, Father, to use our faithfulness to buy into your vision, your dream, your idea for us as people to be saved and to live with you today as well as to live with you forever. Lead us by the power of your Spirit to use our faithfulness for you so that we are faithful children of God. And we pray this in the name of your Son, Jesus, and all God's children say,